Good evening once again, and happy Mardi Gras from a great Mardi Gras town, St. Louis, Missouri, playing host to tonight's M2 action between the St. Louis Ambush 2 in the pink and the Iowa Demon Hawks in the gold. Joey Santaponi, Matt Rocchio making the lane switch from Twitch over to YouTube. We were just live over on Twitch with MASL action. Ambush did fall to the Tacoma Stars 12-6, but still a chance to walk away from Family Arena tonight with a W. It'll have to come courtesy of the M2 team. And as we thought might be the case, we are going to see some familiar faces from the MASL team to try to take down this league best Iowa Demon Hawks squad. 8-0-0 on the year. They lead the league or have individuals in the top 3 or 4 in the league in every single offensive category there is. They have just run through opponents this year. And the Ambush are going to have their hands full, but it'll be in good hands with Donnie Alberti, who coaches the Ambush team as the head man. Jamie Swanner is his assistant tonight. And the Ambush are going to feature, among others, Lucas Almeida, Zach Druhy, Curtis Kirby, MASL experience all, as does Nico Caritas. He is wearing the captain's armband for the Ambush tonight. He's going to start this in the back with Kirby, and he will anchor things out there. Also in the middle on the offensive side is Louis Perez, this Ambush team's top goal scorer. A lot of good talent out there.
And also Brennan Austin out there of the Austin family. So
just a lot
of first team connections, a lot of brotherly connections to not only the Ambush but to St. Louis soccer overall. Again, like you said, the Ambush 2 leading scorer is Louis Perez, whose brother is now off to Birmingham City.
Miggy Perez scored twice last year for St. Louis City. We are ready to kick these tires and light these fires. Laissez les bon temps rouler. Letting the good times roll at the Family Arena in St. Charles. First ever M2 game at this arena now underway. Heiner House has played here as a visitor. A couple of franchises now multiple times. Sending one forward for the Demon Hawks. Perez went for the steal at the top of the umbrella. And a foul does come through that will allow Iowa to set it up. Joao Victor going down to the green turf. And Diego Pentuza gives off to the corner. Centridge got tipped by Perez on a pass indoors from Ricardo Digas. Former Florida Tropic trying his luck. It's cleared down to House. Perez, the Missouri Baptist and Pattonville High alum, played at Missouri Baptist University 2019 to 2022. He will head off over the boards as this Demon Hawks team that's been virtually flawless on offense gets set up once again.
Demon Hawks offense just so talented. You run it down. I mean, when you have guys like Dieguez, who was well over a point per game player in the MASL 1 last year with a team like the Tropics, you know, Bruno Henrique, who's also a very talented MASL player, doesn't have the stats that a guy like Dieguez has, but nonetheless, they've continued their torrent of goals here at the M2 level, and good job right now by the Ambush defense. Yeah,
I mean, pretty handily right now, 8-0-0. Raptors are second, 9 points behind, 24 points for this Iowa team. Ambush on the other side at 6 points. In third place right now in the North Division as playoff time starts to draw near on both sides of the professional indoor soccer coin. Demon Hawks at the equator, 2 minutes in. Ovaltine here on the scoreboard. The second game of the evening at the Family Arena. Ball at the feet of Merlo Cerulli. He will give those duties to Victor. Slips a pass to the top of the arc. Poked away before Henrique could do anything with it. Ambush plucked it out of the air, but Henrique gets it right back. Drop back pass. It's intercepted well by Yaya. Luyanda Nogenga goes by Yaya. He's been key for Donnie Alberti's side this year, and Yaya slows things down, pieces it back through Tyler Landau. Steps past some pressure, Let's launch for Raul Ortega. Off the cardboard. Pushes back through Andres Acuna. And try to put it in the slot. Demon Hawks claw it out. Digas eases it back. You ever seen a Demon Hawk?
Can't say I have, Joey.
You ever just see a hawk?
You know what? I've seen a demonic turkey vulture run itself straight into a car that I was in.
My word.
Yes, and so, not a demon hawk, but a demon vulture.
Victor vulturing through. Demon Hawks will set it back up top. Rafael Nascimento has a shot blocked. A2 the other way. Ooh, takeaway going the wrong way by Digas. And what a good sliding effort by Liam Gibbs. He's doing the net minding for the ambush tonight. Pops it up to the ground.
And you just heard the name there, Rafael Nascimento. A lot of brotherly connections in this game, but not a brotherly connection there, but still an ambush connection. Not the brother of our beloved Paulo Nascimento. Get better, by the way, Paulo, with the back injury. But Rafael Nascimento actually played for the ambush back in 2018.
The other
for
Nascimento.
One season. Yes, another Nascimento.
Yes, indeed.
So
he'll have to be
a little bit different
good in
than
this
Paulo.
one.
Rafael, born in the United States, but then moved to Brazil when he was still a baby.
Interesting.
And then eventually came back after playing in some high-level South American soccer for Cruz, Atletico Mineiro. And Rafael Nascimento, a fascinating career. Now he's a head coach at the local community college. I should say one of the local community colleges, I believe.
Is it Marshalltown?
Yes, Marshalltown, yes.
That one's poked to the boards. Nascimento, the head man up there. Luis Perez going for a take. Does a little dance with Luan Silva. And the Perez foul will turn it the other way. We know they are listening up there in the Des Moines area where the Demon Hawks make their home at Buccaneer Arena. It's a great soccer city in its own way, and they have certainly enjoyed a great season for the Demon Hawks this year. Gustavo Murtha negotiates it back. Geraldo Campos gave to a friend outside. Down in the corner, helicopter work. Murtha sends it way up over the goal. Ambush with Almeida as the engine up top right now. Lucas playing in back-to-back games tonight after getting heavy minutes on the MASL side against the Tacoma Stars. Almeida, who scored 98 career MASL goals.
He must have quite the big game plan tomorrow of just sitting back and enjoying a Sunday after playing 2 games like this.
He's earned it.
My Lord, Lucas, you're not a young man. You're a veteran.
Long-time veteran.
You're grizzled. You're 2 goals away from the century mark at the MASL level. What are we doing here? My guy.
I mean, it's incredible what he does.
Put on a suit and tie.
And he does it on the coaching side as well. He's been an assistant.
That's what I'm saying. Put on a suit and tie.
And, of course, he's the head coach at Hannibal
there,
LaGrange.
Lucas, come on, my guy. It's a big match against an undefeated
He's a
Demon
very
Hawks
young,
team.
I think,
Gosh,
very young,
he is
35.
I'm not trying to come after the guy. I'm impressed.
Turns 36 in October.
But I'm just saying, no one would fault you. You already played tonight.
Listen,
I respect the man so much.
I had to take an ibuprofen after I watched Saltburn.
My gosh.
I have no idea how these guys go out
Joey,
there
I
and
pulled
play.
a muscle Cole in the first game. He was running.
Matt Rocchio out here putting his body on the line for you. Demon Hawks trying to send something to the line. Tiago Freitas
Joey,
hammers that high and
the
wide.
man's older than us by 4 years.
Don't reveal how old I am. I've claimed to be anything from 47
You
to
are.
54.
Listen, the Twitch chat knew about it in the last broadcast. We'll let the YouTube chat know. Joey's an immortal demon that's come to plague all of us with Miley Cyrus renditions completely out of key.
Look for that later. Zach Druhy, good pass. Had Miles Fejic catching up to it.
Look for that later.
Stealing away by Andres Acuna. Ends up as a whistle. It'll restart it for the Demon Hawks. There's a great Twitch chat feature. We are on YouTube for this one tonight, but you can still leave us a comment in the chat, the YouTube chat, or leave a comment of the more permanent kind. Tell us how you're feeling about this M2 action for the first time in the history of Family Arena. We'll be either checking in on those, or if we don't get any, just making them up. Demon Hawks finding it hard to burst through. 6 minutes gone by. First period, 4 15-minute stanzas, just like MASL. Luan Silva His bullet way high. In the center circle, Ortega gave chase. Demon Hawks get it outside. Campos' feed. Held up at the gold line, Silva. Entryway to Rodriguez. It's a poked away ambush. Nice work to disrupt there from Dominique Clark. Cerulli handles. The Demon Hawks change as we drizzle under 8 left in this opening period. Thanks to so many of our great crew who have stuck around. Angela Sharp, Nate the Great, DJ Prue. Of course, all the ambush players who just played, who are supporting now in the M2 game, wondering if we might have a Tacoma star or two in the audience as well. Diego Pantuza makes a feed. Ball out of the corner, just out of the reach of Victor. Check that, actually, of Freitas. He'll get another chance out on the wing. Still nothing. In St. Charles, Missouri, Josh DePriest working hard to pen this. Freitas spinning through, fires a shot, and bangs it off the inside of the woodwork.
Tiago.
Baby, you're a firework.
Sorry for stepping on the beginning of that. That was beautiful. Wow.
Going
Tiago
Katy Perry
Freitas.
mood.
By the way, we talked about the unbelievable stats that the Demon Hawks have put up across M2 today. Obviously, the big names are always going to be second and third in points and goals across the league. Ricardo Dieguez, Bruno Enrique Teixeira. But Tiago Freitas is 5th in M2 with 26
he's really good.
total points. He's an absolute monster right alongside pretty much everybody else on this Demon Hawks roster.
Yeah,
Just
the
incredibly
M2
impressive job by them. And they continue to play well.
I mean, it has a lot of things where you go, this is no different than that. Demon Hawks all over the place, and their goal does send us to the first media timeout of the night. Thanks for being with us on YouTube. Fans, you can join the pros. The St. Louis Ambush are hosting game day clinics this season where youth have the opportunity to train with the pros. The next Ambush clinic is being held March 17th. Visit stlambush.com for more information and to register. That next clinic is right around the same time as our spring break camp. You can sign up for that at stlambush.com/springbreakcamp. Dates March 11th through the 14th. Everybody's going to be having a good time out at the Family Arena, where we are for the first time ever. We are hosting an M2 game. Joey Santaboni, Matt Rocchio, and whoever the heck this guy's texting.
I'm checking on stats, my friend.
Well, I was texting.
Every single one of these stats
just as we got back on.
Every single one of these stats for these Demon Hawks just absolutely blows me away. Ricardo Dieguez, 5.3 points per game. Woo! Number 2 in the league is Bruno Enrique. He's at 3.8. They're running away with these numbers. It's not just that they're a good offensive team.
Why they
it's that they're just running away with this league. And so even it being only 1-0 through 8 minutes, not a bad start for M2.
They call them the Demon Hawks for a reason, right? I mean, these guys are flying at us like Demon Hawks.
So you're saying they knew they were going to be this good when they named the team Demon Hawks? Seems to a little bit post hoc ergo propter hoc.
Oracle of Delphi. Make it come true up there in Des Moines. The Oracle of Des Moines.
Classic Joey and Rock on that one. I went philosophical and Latin, and Joey went spiritual.
And Lucas Almeida goes passing mode.
And woefully esoteric.
Kirby got held up a bit there. Curtis Kirby's put in some good minutes in the ambush.
Jeremy, a little mad they didn't tell us they were going to put us back on camera. I would have put my jacket on. I would have looked good like we did in the pregame.
Oh, you always look good,
game.
Matt.
I'm over here.
You look amazing.
Disheveled with my sleeves up.
Matt is so advanced in the world of fashion that he doesn't even believe in Men's Warehouse. To him, Men's Warehouse is...
Don't burn the sponsorship. I love Men's Warehouse. I love anybody who will tell me to. I love Men's Warehouse. The best.
Kirby
Joseph A. Pank. Oh, yeah. Shop there all the time.
Out of the suit store, it's tracked out of the back by Pantuza. 6:37 left here, first period. St. Louis Ambush 2 hanging tough. We talked to Donnie Alberti about this team, and he said, you know, we've really been very happy with most of the guys we've gotten this season. It's the first year for this A2 team. So there's been a lot of growth and a lot of great chances given to local players especially to get a little bit of a look and to think about some of the noise that's been made on this side.
That was a pretty clear handball there.
Austin was challenging for it, but it was Murtha who tagged it. He thought it went off the top of his sleeve. Now these M2 guys are joined by MASL vets like Lucas Almeida, Brennan Austin, jarred one toward Caritas.
And
Trying to
Heiner
spin
House,
that in.
How many
Check
games
that
have
it was Andres Acuna on the shot.
How many games have we called in St. Louis Family Arena with Heiner House?
I believe
in
3
between
or
the
4
opposing
now.
team's net. I mean,
He spent time at both levels.
Yes.
Frequent visitor. That one slashed by Lucas Silva.
And he's a good goaltender. There's a reason why, again, you look at his stats compared to everybody else, and there's a big gap between Heiner House leading M2 in goals against and then everybody else. And
only gives up,
not shocking.
I mean, like 4 a game. So you think about it, it's 1 a
4.08.
quarter.
And
to do that in indoor soccer, that'll get you in the top of most leaderboards.
So he's at 4.08. The next closest, when we look at goals against average, is Jakob Mitchell, who's at 4.74. Jose Ocampo's at 4.87. And then it drops to 7.5 for Jorge Ortiz. So, I mean, you know, there's 3 goalies at the top of this league, and Heiner House is even the cream of the crop of that group.
Ambush trying to test him, went to Perez up the board, stolen away by the Demon Hawks, but Clark went down, had his feet swept by Campos, and the Ambush 2 side can set it up just inside the Window World sign. Perez taps back through Landau, feeds Clark as we drizzle under 5. Ambush very much in this against the league best Demon Hawks. Perez off the wall, slaps it through the middle. Clark airmails it almost up onto the second level, got over the net, and he will sprint off the field. It's a good run.
Dominique Clark's got an absolute boot. I've never seen a ball get that close to get into the second level,
Hit the rail. On our
Lord.
level, we're way down toward the middle of the field, but it hit the rail. We can all see it. Right over the Tucano's Brazilian grill on the LED. Ambush will get the free kick as it was deflected.
No, let Dominique Clark kick this one. He's clearly got a cannon.
Almeida feeds a friend. Oh, down low, wanted Yaya. Line drive to him by Niall Torricelli. Ambush will dance it back to the center line. Caritas to Yaya. Torricelli in the back with Caritas. He's played at the MASL level over the last couple of years. Caritas wearing that captain's armband. Torricelli targeting Perez. He thought he was impeded there, getting in the referee's face on the way out. Louis won't get the call, though.
You like it when players take extremely circuitous routes?
Victor slashes
just so
it
they
into
can
Kirby.
talk to the referee.
He did take a little bit of a wide turn. That hammered by Diegues. Turned back by Gibbs.
Oh, good
Kirby's
try by Kirby.
Exit ends up with Yaya and the keeper. Gibbs sends it loose.
Kirby trying to make something happen there. It almost resulted in a quick turnaround goal for the Demon Hawks as Kirby blasted it off a Demon Hawk shin. Good job by Ambush 2 to get away from that one.
Akman Mervin tried to keep it alive on the offensive end. Chased to the other side, though, by the Demon Hawks. 3.5 left, first piece of pie. 1 goal lead for the visiting team that's perfect on the season.
What's your favorite kind of pie, Joey?
Ooh, probably the symbol if I had to go after just one little piece. I mean, we're from the 314. That's one of the area codes here in St. Louis.
How many digits you got?
Just 3, plus a punctuation mark.
That's disappointing to me. I thought you'd have more. You and your eidetic memory.
Ooh, Demon Hawks will get more.
A surgical move there from the center to the right, across the face to the left side of the offense, and then a finish there. And like you said, Silva is on the end to finish it. But I was really got to be most impressed with just with the way that started. That was surgical. Diego Fritas, who also already has the goal, moves it outside to Luan Silva on the right side, and then on the left side just coming through to finish that one off. That was an impressive, clinical finish there by the Demon Hawks to get their second of the game and second of the quarter.
M2 action here on YouTube. Make sure you find out more about m2soccer.com at m2soccer.com. It's your place for stats, scores, stories on players, and plenty more. M2 Soccer, m2soccer.com. St. Louis now with 3 minutes left to turn this around in the first quarter. This is a little bit, though, of a David versus Goliath type of situation tonight. Ambush 18 points behind this dominant Hawks team in the standings. stay tough until the end, maybe can scratch something out, but really it's all about engaging with these fans for the first time, first ever game at this level at the Family Arena. And thanks to everybody who's stuck around out here at the Family Arena, as well as with us online. 3 MASL games tonight and plenty of M2 action as well. Raptors beat Risers 10-7. Rhino FC ran away from the Runners. Final score 8-3. All those scores, m2soccer.com.
Joey, there might be a roster discrepancy that might be throwing off the official part of the officiating, if you will. Excuse the
Are we Sherlocking here? All right.
Because I saw them pointing to 2 different rosters in their folder there. By the way, I like the refs. I really like the refs' jerseys for this game. Can I just say that right now? These all black.
Kind of classic black. I like that, yeah.
I like these. The logo really pops.
Shh. Matt Rocchio giving us the latest fashion criticisms.
Little asymmetry, Joey. It's only on one side. Yeah, they're walking over there with a piece of paper. I think there's some kind of roster discrepancy that has thrown things for a little bit of a loop here, Joey. We always like the little things.
Freitas and Silva have the goals. Does everyone have the right jersey? Is everyone who they say they are? That might be what we are kind of figuring out here as the Hawks have gathered around this refereeing crew. Arteaga waiting to tap it. And we will stay stuck for just another moment, it looks like, here at the Family Arena.
Did you do that on purpose?
In St. Charles? I do everything on purpose.
Did you though?
We're coming back here for an MASL
I really liked that.
M2 game, February 25th. That's an MASL
You don't want to stay.
contest, 205, and M2 team right after a doubleheader, 2 for the price of 1. February 25th. MASL against the Milwaukee Wave to kick things off. Tickets at stlambush.com.
Joey, this is going to break your heart, but I don't think there's a comment section on our broadcast right now.
No comment section?
I don't think there is.
No chat?
It doesn't look like there's any chat.
We can just make up comments then, right?
Journalistically, no. That would be, as I believe the nerds call it, unethical.
Well, what if it's my mother? She's writing in right now. And I'll just keep it PG. Here's what she says.
We talk about music that you rlove.
Here it is. Let Rocchio talk more.
No, just DJ Prue right now is playing a song that I know you've never heard. I know most people in the chat have probably never heard. There's no chat. The video I've never heard. It's called No Speak Americano. Just do yourself a favor. Google it, and then thank me and DJ Prue later.
Thanks to DJ Prue for sticking around.
You're the best in the business, and I love you for playing this song.
And you're listening live, we think, down there in the plexiglass booth, as you were for the MASL game as well. DJ Prue spinning the tunes with Nate the Great and Angela Sharp as refereeing crew confirms everything. We may not know what they are confirming. We've been digging around a little bit here.
Joey, I hate mysteries. In
the referee stat and broadcast booth area, but right now it is kind of a mystery. We think it's something related to roster here for the Demon Hawks. We'll keep an eye on this. It may take until the quarter break.
The good thing is, there's been a lot of downtime. A lot of things happened, and we have absolutely no answers or information about it. So the bright
Big
side.
J journalism up here.
Like I said.
Happy to hunt fruitlessly with you, Matt, anytime.
What the nerds would call it.
People on YouTube may not know what the people on Twitch know, which is Matt and I are lifelong friends.
And now we're getting it officially. Number 13 was not on the Hawks roster card.
Uh-oh. So Gustavo Murtha, well, he shouldn't be out there. He's played at least a few shifts.
He's on our card.
He's been out there for sure, but he shouldn't have been out there. And now Donnie Alberti is going to get an explanation. This does change.
Can I admit something to you?
Sure.
I'm confused.
Well, I had assumed as much.
Okay. I just wanted to be vulnerable for a moment, if you didn't mind.
Matt Rocchio risking self-revelation for us as Donnie Alberti gets some sort of explanation. I mean, you look at it, and I mean, it would kind of change things. Murtha didn't score either of the goals, but just him being out there kind of changes some things. Sounds like they will let him play, though. That is what the word is that's coming through officially. Ambush may protest the game. They have the right amount of players, but 2 are not on the roster. That seems to be the case. The latest information we are being handed. And again, the Ambush 2 team that is debuting tonight at the Family Arena can protest the game because at least Murtha was not on the official roster that was submitted. Donnie Alberti shrugging his shoulders on the bench. Looks like things are going to continue on, and it looks like Murtha, from our information, is going to be allowed to play. He was on a roster doc, but that was not the official roster that was handed in. And Donnie trying to make sense of it along with us. A Rubik's Cube for a roster. Either way, though, for the moment, Demon Hawks lead 2-0. Looked like that should have been a hand on them. Rafael Nascimento, the former Ambush, maybe knocked it down. Ortega was protesting vociferously. Ball on a short leash for the Demon Hawks. Guys in gold. And Campos rolling outside, return feed here to Cerulli. Back in the center circle, Campos will dish out through Joao Victor. And penetrating past Fejic, who comes back for a tackle, deflects it to Perez.
Joey.
2-on-2, Perez give outside, Druhi on the overlapping run, diagonaled one down deep for Fejic, who chases it back down and restarts with Torricelli.
You say number 6 on the Demon Hawks is Joao Victor, but how are any of us supposed to know at this point?
Torricelli slams it off a skull.
Who's to say?
The ball bounced for Druhi, overran it slightly. Helps to slow down Enrique Teixeira. Grabbed by Perez, and he got smashed into the boards. Louis wants a card to come out. He'll have to settle for just the Tweety Birds. Cerulli gave him a pretty good bump. Perez still confused as to how it's not a power play for the Ambush, but with $1.59 left in the change jar, this is going to be like an extended corner kick just behind the red dot. And Almeida, the veteran, in his second game of the night, will tee it up for the Ambush, trying to erase part of a 2-0 deficit. Yaya right behind it. Almeida in the corner against 2 on the wall. Lucas slaps it to House, slaps it back, even inside to Perez, paddled down and volleyed out by the man who committed the foul, Cerulli. 2 saves for House. Stops Perez, who leads this Ambush team with 10 goals. Target Almeida out of the back. Gibbs instead sent it to House, stolen away by Almeida. Wanted Perez, played some croquet. Pass behind him, grabbed by Yaya. Slaps it wide. Freitas trying to get it loose. Cerulli trying to do the same. Perez off the wall. Caritas, yeah, baby, yeah! History on Mardi Gras in St. Louis. The first ever M2 goal for the franchise fittingly belongs to the man with the captain's armband, Nico Caritas. Opportunistic, flying through. Ambush on the board. 1:27 left in the first.
A harassing Ambush 2 attack finally pays off. Yaya was down there, Almeida was down there, and finally it's Nico Caritas who comes away with the big goal for Ambush 2. Just everybody was down there trying to make something happen. Louis Perez, possession after possession, trying to get something going as the leading scorer of this team. He was inches away a couple times there, but it's finally Nico Caritas, after the reversing of the field, who comes away with the big goal for the St. Louis Ambush.
And Perez does get the apple.
Yes, he does.
Clark gets a takeaway. Landau pieced it out on the clearance. Now the Ambush off and moving. Good move here by Mervin. Finds a friend. Shot is wide though for Acuna. Ambush rescuing it. Acuna stepping over it. Oh, what a feed. What a finish. It's Austin and the Ambush at sea level against the Demon Hawks. 43 seconds left in the first.
And the Austin family there gets to celebrate the goal from Brennan. A great goal there, a beautiful setup by Andres Acuna, who could not finish off an equally good setup from Amon Mervin just seconds before. So great job there by Acuna. Continues to fight. Don't get your head down because you couldn't finish the delivery from Mervin earlier. You just go back there and get another one, set up another player, set up Brennan Austin. Great move there. Like you said, ambush him, even this one up. Huge turnaround here in the back half of this first.
What a change of fortune for the ambush. Less than 30. Luis Perez trying to center. Second effort. Got it to a teammate. Mervin had it stoned, and it's going to be stopped here because of injury. Mervin let it loose, and it got blocked by a Demon Hawks defense that's been on its heels here. And down here, an Iowa player to, if nothing else, just buy him a little time. It looks like there's some pain involved. I think it's Lucas Silva, their goal scorer, indeed, who hurt his hand. Ambush will get the opportunity to restart it again on kind of an extended corner. Almeida off the sideline with Yaya. Touchback, Drew He hammers it into some yellow shirts. And the Gold guys with 15 seconds get it up to Silva in the attacking end. Caritas cut it off. Centralizing through Campos, back out Silva, let it rip with 7. Now a second chance, corralled by Campos, blocked well at the Gold line, and that'll take it to the buzzer. Good work by this ambush team to tie it up at 2-2. Yaya with a final block to put an exclamation point on a great effort at the end of the first. 2-2 our score as we head on into the second period. Joey Zanaboni, Matt Rocchio out here for you at the Family Arena. M2 action continues after this.
That was big.
The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Use promo code AMBUSH online for a buy one, get one free cheesesteak. The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Stay posted.
Ambush game at a discounted rate. We're here to help. Text ROOT to 636.
St. Louis Ambush, the M2 team, debuting tonight and so far looking good. Caritas and Austin have scored. Assists by Perez and Acuna helping to erase an early 2-0 deficit. Freitas and Silva both scored for the Demon Hawks. The game was paused for about 5 minutes late in the first as the refereeing crew looked over the Demon Hawks roster, and apparently 2 numbers were not listed on the initial roster. That was kind of something we were trying to figure out, and it turns out that one of the 2 guys is Silva. So Murtha, who played but did not score, was one of them. And the other guy was Silva, who has been playing and who has scored for the Demon Hawks. And the game was paused after he scored the goal.
I was, because it was Luan Silva who set up Lucas Silva. And so I believe is it Lucas Silva or Luan Silva who I believe it might have, it was Lucas Silva. Lucas Silva,
Luan Silva, the goal scorer, who apparently was not listed on the roster, though of course we may never know for sure. This was the information that we're getting.
Luan Silva was the setup man, number 30. The goal scorer, I believe, was number 26.
It was Lucas Silva.
Lucas Silva.
My apologies.
Who is so I believe the issues are Lucas Silva, number 26, and then number 13, Gustavo Murtha.
Lucas Silva was the one who is not. Luan Silva, though, on the assist.
Both L Silvas on the play.
Yeah, he actually was listed. Well, this is why people are confused, right? It ends up in the hands of Liam Gibbs. Either way, though, this game can be played under protest because a goal scorer, I mean, he wasn't on the official roster.
Yeah, that's
needless to say, though. We do forge on in our second game of the night.
Here's the thing that confuses me about that. If I will say this, just a little inside baseball. We're given the rosters. There's 16 players on the Ambush's official roster. We were given a roster that was not an official roster that had 17 players listed for the Demon Hawks, which means they only have to leave off one player from that roster to have a legal roster. I don't know how then 3 players get left off for them to only have 14 players. I don't know how that happens, is my point. There's not like there's a lot of guys you have to pick between if you're the Demon Hawks. There's just one guy you have to leave off the roster. How do you turn in a roster that is 14 players instead of 16 players? I'm very confused about just the logistics that happen there.
Anything can happen on Mardi Gras in St. Louis.
You're so far from Soulard, though.
We are. We're about 40 minutes away from where they're celebrating.
I don't think there's any street where I could butcher the French language anywhere near here right now, Joey.
Laissez les bon temps.
Well, I mean, Bellefontaine. Bellefontaine's kind of close.
Letting the good times roll.
Bellefontaine,
that one rolls to Enrique Teixeira. Shuffleboard through the middle. Cerulli with the slingshot repelled back to Campos.
What is your favorite butchered French word in the St. Louis area on this Mardi Gras?
Napoleon Bonaparte. That one almost blown apart by Luan Silva. Instead, it's a good catch from Gibbs.
Like, are you a Leclerc guy?
Leclerc.
Shoto.
Gravois. That should be Gravois, right?
Yes, and Leclerc should be Leclerc.
These are all streets in St. Louis. Leclerc, really?
Yeah, Leclerc.
We have Leclerc Gas Company, Leclerc Station.
Shoto should not be pronounced Shoto.
Shoto. How would that be pronounced?
I'm not great at French, but I saw a video earlier that was put out by St. Louis County where they were saying how hard it is to teach kids French in St. Louis.
Oh, Drew Heath! Teaching that some French right there!
Speaking of let the good times roll.
Licks it off the inside of the post, and the Ambush have their first lead as an M2 team at home in franchise history. Drew Heath, what a gorgeous finish, and a guy who's gotten MASL opportunities as well. He's looked to as one of the leaders on this team and does not disappoint.
And how about this? Like you said earlier, 18 points back. It's an undefeated Demon Hawks squad, but you get to finally debut M2 in the St. Louis Family Arena, and you're leading 3-2 into the second quarter. How about this performance right now from the St. Louis Ambush 2 squad?
Drew Heath, who has an assist in Major Arena Soccer this season for the Ambush, has played 5 games, picks up a goal in his M2 home debut. Little space for Pantuza. Fire hosed it wide, grabbed by Yaya. Angled to Fejic. Over the top, Yaya brought it down. Almeida flying forward. Drop back pass goes through Clark. 3 into it in the second.
Well, Joey,
Caritas had that blocked.
I hate doing this, but I do have to apologize. There is a correction. Lucas Silva was on the roster.
So is Luan Silva.
That I have not confirmed.
We don't know.
So far, right now, I'm only being told 100% without anybody pulling this back. So far, the only thing we have confirmed is that number 13, Murtha, was not on the Hawks roster card.
And there may have been another player.
I'm not 100% sure who that player is, though, Joey. I apologize.
Austin streaking through. whistle for a foul here. You never have to apologize to me, Matt.
Well, not to you, Joey. I was apologizing to the fans.
Well, you
Definitely
can still slip me an envelope
Definitely.
full of cash in the parking lot after the game now, can't you?
Is that a stereotype for my Italian heritage?
Well, you and me are pretty much in the same boat, aren't we, Matt?
I didn't even realize.
Joey
I
Zanabone.
didn't even realize when I made the joke.
Was that a joke? Campos tapping to Luan Silva.
I was just being.
His arm is around me in a very Italian-American kind of way right
I
now.
can't believe that happened.
Easy to forget. Not going to be easy to forget
No,
that.
we will
Lucas
not.
Silva. One of the L. Silvas, Lucas Silva, positively demolishes one into the top shelf. We're tied once again, treble.
Lucas Silva, who is on the roster for the Demon Hawks, puts in what we believe is his second goal of the game. An impressive job there. How about the little leave by Dieguez?
Really
I mean,
nice.
that is one of the most impressive, deadly little moves. Excuse me, that was Bruno Henrique. By Bruno Henrique, where it wasn't like the classic roll-off you usually see when a player's playing that hold-up play. He just kind of let the ball stop where it was and then just left it there for Silva to come pick it up and make the play. That was a beautiful little tricky way of doing things there. And no wonder a guy like Bruno is so high on the assist and goal chart, because he's crafty in the box.
Freitas fed toward the corner. Ambush. Clearance not complete. Pantuza. Thread back Freitas. Up top, Luan Silva. Seems like an M2 Classic brewing tonight. Perez denies entry. Freitas on the cross-field feed, giving back to Enrique Teixeira. Turn back Gibbs. And Freitas scoops it back up and eases out wide. Luan Silva, round Perez. Slalom work comes to an end. Perez
Great
came back
steal.
and got a toenail to it. Ambush lose it on the way out off of Druhi. He uses his feet to get it back around Pantuza, who had tumbled. Druhi smacks it off the wall around Dieguez, and Druhi ends up on the floor and with his face pressed against it as he holds onto his knee and stumbles back up. Dieguez picks up the foul. Chance to escape for the Ambush, 9:44 left in the second. Really could not ask for much more as far as excitement has gone so far tonight. 2 goals early. The Demon Hawks, the best team in the league. Ambush, this new franchise, this expansion team in M2, showing a lot of pluck in their first ever home game. Got out to a 3-2 lead briefly in the second. And Druhi scored, but it was answered back quite quickly. Luan Silva with the strike for the Demon Hawks in this second. Ambush, though, with the ball on the board. Ortega sent it back. It's stolen away by Victor. Ambush disrupt, grabbed by Lucas Silva. And fired here up over the bar. Lucas Silva. Ooh. Devastating move, great save. Liam Gibbs expelling things like they're George Santos. Nascimento.
Josh DePriest bid on that like I did every George Santos rumor. He got burned.
Ooh, hammered up over the bar by Freitas.
Why did he have the baby is all I want to know. I wake up in the middle of the night thinking, why did George Santos have that baby?
I've asked myself that question a time or two. It's into the box here for Nate the Great to grab.
DJ Prue
Did
just
he wear
had
that?
the soul taken out of him by the ball. He did not see it coming. It did not hit his computer or DJ setup.
Woo.
And oh my Lord, I'm very happy he didn't. Oof. He just paused the music.
He knows he just escaped either bodily harm or technological harm.
Well, financial harm.
Of course.
That's a very nice setup he got that almost just got massacred.
Spins all the discs. He's down there with one of the STL City Refs, new organization that's doing so much for
Love
soccer
what they're
in
doing.
St. Louis.
Love
Follow
what
him on
they do.
Instagram at City Refs. Great ball from Almeida. Disrupted at the last moment by Hunter House before Fedjic could get to it. And now the Demon Hawks, a chance here. Pantuza blocked partially. Diving out after it, Gibbs, and he maybe got kicked as he did. Luan Silva, I think, tagged him there. And good play here from Gibbs as he kept things going for the ambush at 3-3.
And Gibbs is a big guy, easily over 6 feet tall. So he's got that length. He's got long arms. So great job by him. He's able to recover that diving save to get his hands on the ball, make sure that Silva can't get his foot in there. That's why the whistle was called. Great job by Gibbs. Tell you what, when you have that kind of size, with this kind of net in indoor soccer, it's tricky to get balls past a guy like that.
Almeida was giving chase, chipped over him by House. Perez went for the takeaway at midfield, and he gets a foul that he hates. Challenging against Pantuza halfway through this second.
I appreciate Luis Perez's combination of animation and emotion.
He's very expressive.
And emotion, if you will.
And he's a legend at Pattonville High School in this area. Left there as their all-time leading scorer. He's played at Missouri Baptist, done well at the NAIA level. 2022 is his last season there, and now getting a chance at the pro game. He's led this team in points. Caritas leads the ball, but leads it too far up over the wall. And that will perhaps send us to our official media timeout. Indeed, it will. Ambush and the Iowa Demon Hawks M2 action with us on YouTube. Thanks so much to all of our great fans. Tonight, the Ambush play the Tacoma Stars to start our doubleheader over on Twitch. That was a 12-6 loss for the Ambush, but a 2-goal game for James Thomas. Ambush are back at home March 25th for another doubleheader. That features our Window World mascot game. Make sure you stop by for a great halftime mascot exhibition contest. We had one tonight with the alumni, including Daryl Duran. Always fun to come on out to the Family Arena in St. Charles. Get those tickets at stlambush.com. M2 team will take on the Muskegon Risers after that 205 contest on the 25th against the Milwaukee Wave for the St. Louis Ambush at the MASL level. March 17th, that's Fan Appreciation Night. Final Ambush and Ambush 2 home games. Ambush against the KC Comets. Ambush 2 take on the Iowa Raptors. We've got Demon Hawks, we've got Raptors all coming at us here at the Family Arena. Get those tickets at stlambush.com.
We actually have a microphone inside the huddle right now for the Ambush's game plan for the next quarter.
Really?
Yeah, this is actually what Donnie Alberti's saying. Shots, 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 shots. Everybody.
Shots.
Everybody. Shots, 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 shots. I think it's a sound offensive strategy. If you ask me, I think Donnie's really getting technical today, and I like that. No simplified, easy, streamlined, calls right now. He's getting down to the nitty-gritty. Shots, 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 shots.
Done a tremendous job with this M2 team. Been on the road with them, and of course, been with the MASL squad as an assistant. He coaches Fontbonne here in the collegiate ranks in the St. Louis area. And Alberti, who's assisted by Jamie Swanner tonight, has a good crew around him. Kyle Rudy is the equipment manager for this team and the director of operations for the entire Ambush squad, keeping the Family Arena tip-top shape for both games here today. Shout out to Kyle Goose Rudy for everything he does. M2 action carries on, a tight one here. Nascimento has it stolen away by Yaya. Ortega through ball, takes it roundhouse, sprays it off the glass, wanted Yaya. And corralled calmly, though, in the back by a recovering Pantuza. Exit clogged by Kirby. Ortega, Saran wrapping. House got wrists to it. Pantuza loose change. Turned to Freitas and ultimately turned out of the corner for a streaking attack. Victor giving off and pulling back. Enrique found Victor again at the top of the umbrella. Kirby helps to snuff the chance. Victor, that's Joao Victor, leaps in front. Ball maybe a hair careless back toward the keeper, but House all over it. Touch to Freitas, round Landau. Freitas rewarded with the ball. Austin pelotons it up and gets it away on the bike. And Kirby can't secure at midfield. 3-3 affair. Sub-6, second quarter. The team that's tied for third in the North Division in the A2 ambush. Team that is in first by a good distance in the Demon Hawks. A lot of eyes on this one tonight with the home debut for the ambush. Luan Silva out wide. Gave it a rip back stick. Picked up by Lucas Silva. Twisted by Cerulli down board. Flared back to Luan Silva on the other side. In the middle, Lucas! Wide here. And the keeper Gibbs yelling for his guys to get out. Give him some breathing room. That's Luan Silva on a take. Yaya, though, steps over and takes it back. Ortega settles things down with Austin. As we go under 5, Kirby can't keep it off the wall. Lucas Silva rewarded with the ball back out of the middle. Yaya can't close it down. Oh, great work, though, in the back by Landau to get to the through ball in the air. Target was Digas. Ball ends up spun all the way to House. Ambush have slowed down this Demon Hawk attack just enough here tonight to stay level. They've got the best goal differential in the league. A team that's made its bones all year, picking teams apart offensively, having a touch of trouble tonight. Luan Silva skies that, plus 64 in the goal differential. They average 12.6 goals per game, so significantly under where they usually are in the first half. Almeida. The square pass sent on into the corner. Torcelli giving back up top. Almeida's shot stopped. Victor got in front. Pinballed loose by Nascimento.
You do realize if they score 3 quick goals here, it's all your fault.
To Almeida! Juggled up to himself, has a smile on his face after sending it wide. I'm taking that risk that everybody hates me. Torcelli to Almeida! Softly done on a cross, but a leaping Nascimento sent it out of play. Ambush will set up with a corner. It was targeted to Fejic. Instead, the ambush will settle for a restart here. Almeida, extended corner piece.
Nascimento should have come out.
Oh, has a man at the back post. Kirby didn't hit it cleanly. And it gets evacuated fairly quickly onto the other end by Campos. Demon Hawks with 3:20. Shot was tipped. Nice concentration by Gibbs. Rip from Victor, ends up back with the ambush. The men in pink.
You can tell how that tip really affected Gibbs. He was going one other way, and the ball broke the other way, and you saw how his body...
Ruhi almost stopped that.
He just kind of collapsed to take himself as little out of position as possible. Luckily, again, he's a big body, so Gibbs still able to make the play. But you saw him, Joey. He was definitely going right a little bit.
He was.
Just kind of collapsed to cover as much left as possible.
And that's why you do those redirect drills with the netting and the rubber pieces or plastic pieces that the ball bounces off of. Excellent work in net. Here's Acuna on the other side. Heiner House, more excellent work in net.
I think that's my favorite drill that, like, probably high schoolers probably do it now. But when you get that, you get
it's Instagram reelable.
Yeah, you get like a mat, with the bumps all in front of it that you kick the ball off and they go careening all these different ways. That is the most fascinating drill in all of soccer to watch.
Really does make for some nice Instagram reels. Almeida.
And really, it makes you realize how tough the life of a keeper is.
I certainly couldn't do it. Acuna gets a steal there, and the ball is emailed back to Liam Gibbs.
I did it in lacrosse, but like you get a whole, net in your hand essentially.
Three-line
stop
pass.
the ball. That's easy.
Oh, it really is. I compare it to being a bouncer at a local tavern.
Bouncer's more fun.
You've done a little bouncing in your day, haven't you?
Not really.
Ever tossed anybody out?
Bouncers. Yeah, I've tossed some people out of some situations.
You weren't a bouncer, but you've tossed a few people out, right? Come on.
Out of some situations.
Free toss, and that is going to end up in the back of the shelf.
Surgical. Absolutely surgical. Thiago Freitas continues an incredible season. The 5th leading scorer in M2 adds his 2nd goal of the game. This time from the dot, long distance away. And he had about a 6-inch by 6-inch area in the bottom corner to put the ball into, and that's exactly where he put it.
Well, the wall sort of broke apart by design, and he found the gap. Mervin finds the ball. Touch back here. Akman Mervin gave a feed toward Landau, who now makes it turn. Trying to scoot it to Austin. Did House touch that outside the area?
That's what they want.
We had a similar call in the MASL game that was reviewed, and Toth, the keeper, they said, yes, he did. Ambush got a power play shootout goal off of it. Here, no whistle. Kirby goes for a steal. Job is completed by a sliding Austin. Ripped it away from Lucas Silva.
No, he didn't touch it out. He was in when he touched. It rebounded off the wall, and he didn't get another hand on when he was out. So,
pardon, that was actually Fejic.
Clean there from Heiner.
Fejic had the shot. Heiner, we got another look, and looks like he was safe with that, though the fans thought otherwise. Nascimento, 69 seconds left here in the second period. Lead at 1 for this visiting Demon Hawks team. 4-3 for a club that took a 2-0 lead out of the gate and gave up 3 unanswered. They have 2 in a row. Freitas, the latest to break through, his second of the game. Now one of the Silvas leaving back for Cerulli off of Luan's feed. Spiked it across the mouth of the goal. Pantuza slides it to Luan Silva with 40 seconds.
Would it be an over-exaggeration to say that there is some two-man game in this Demon Hawks offense?
Sure is.
That we have not seen even at the MASL 1 level.
Ortega gets stopped on the way out, 25 seconds. It's been pretty impressive, certainly this season. Even tonight on a slow night for them, they've been pretty good.
All 4 of their goals have really been a level of difficulty higher than you would expect.
Pretty cool.
You have some
Torricelli got the latest
setups.
steal for the ambush. Now 5 seconds left, and they get one more crack at it. Enrique Teixeira helped to turn it, and it's sent high as the horn does go off. We will not have a restart here in this first half. Instead, we go to the orange slices and the locker rooms. Great game. Demon Hawks with a 4-3 lead, but it's the debut of the St. Louis Ambush 2 team at home. We'll tell you more after this.
My feelings about body hair have changed a lot as I've been growing up.
This happened in like 2 days when I was 12.
I hate body hair.
It is such a pain.
Want to look your best and feel your best.
You really need something that's nimble.
There's something that's gonna get it done fast.
Look at this.
This is honestly really, really cool.
The adjustable pivoting head.
I can actually control that angle with one hand.
This light is actually really awesome.
That's something I've never had before.
Yeah, I'd feel pretty confident grooming anywhere with this device.
I feel good when I know that I have a say in what my body hair looks like. It helps my self-esteem.
Shoot! He scores!
Welcome back, everyone. This is MASL in 5. I'm Alex Bastiavansky. It is great to see you again. Thanks so much for watching. Sit back, relax. 5 minutes is all I need to get you caught up on all that's gone down in the league over the past week.
Leaving for Tagba. Almeida once in the corner to Torres! James Thomas! It's over in St. Louis!
Oh, the drama in St. Louis. The Ambush come back from a 5-2 deficit to take down Kansas City. William Eske spurred on that comeback. He had 2 goals, including that beauty right there for St. Louis, grabbing the big win. Now, what's going on with Kansas City? They are struggling right now. They started the season 7-1. They have now lost 7 straight games. They also fell 7-5 to Baltimore in Week 11. The Blast climbing the standings, trying to catch KC for that final playoff spot out east. Dominic Francis had a huge game for Harrisburg. They were beating the Milwaukee Wave 4-1 in the fourth quarter, but could not hold on to the lead. Dom, though, 4 points in the game, 24 in his last 10 games. But Ian Bennett, the sleeping giant, has awoken after a uncharacteristically slow start to the season. Ian now 4 points in this game versus the Heat, 10 in his last 5 games. Craig Childs, the ageless wonder, just continues to get things done for San Diego. The Sockers won a thriller against Texas last week, 6-5. Craig, 3 points in the game. He was named the contest first star. Players of the month for January were announced. Marco Fabian, he has adapted just fine to the MASL. Thank you very much. Offensive player of the month, 11 goals, 6 assists in January, including that overtime winner right there for the Mexican superstar. Defensive player of the month, Ismael Rojo of the Monterrey Flash. Fantastic January, 5 goals, 3 assists for 8 points, but more importantly, as a defensive player, 12 blocks in the month. And in goal, Berna Valdovinos, his teammate from Monterrey, was rock solid between the posts. He made 60 saves and, get this, allowed just 18 goals in the month of January. Your top 5 scorers. One addition to the list here. Nick Pereira still leading the way, 36 points, followed by Luis Morales. His teammate, Sebastian Mendez, 31. Zach Reggett, also 31. Dom Francis making the top 5 for the first time this year. Of course, we mentioned he's been red hot lately. He has 28 points. Players of the week, Nilton DeAndrade of Utica City picking up the offensive award. What a game he had against Baltimore. 5 goals, 1 assist, 6 points. Crazy contest for DeAndrade. Luis Medrano picking up the defensive honor from Chihuahua. He had 4 blocks, 2 points for the Savage in Week 11. And in goal, his teammate Diego Reynoso picking up the award. Diego, rock solid, allowed just 3 goals in Week 11 for Chihuahua. MASL Monday rankings right now. Monterrey on top, followed by San Diego, Chihuahua, Utica, and Milwaukee in the top 5. Then it's Texas, Tacoma, Baltimore, St. Louis, and KC to round out your top 10. Here's a look at some of the top plays from the past week.
In the corner, return back to Donatelli. And a goal! Moises Gonzalez!
Heels at 27. Araujo to SK!
Malcolm Harris drives one wide right. Again, the Wave has got to get possession before they stop it. Dom Francis hammers one in. Great shot by Francis.
Ponce chips it through. Backside Castillo! Well, that's one way to announce your presence.
Leo's had so many unbelievable games here in Toyota Arena.
Fabian with a shot, stick, Marco Fabian scores the 3rd goal of the game for the Empire Strikers.
But it is pretty low over the field.
No doubt, and a goal! Short side drive. Diagonally to Milton DeAndrade, who scores!
Forward Pereira's goes off the board to himself and scores!
Leaving for Tagba. Almeida once in the corner to Torres! James Thomas!
It's over in St. Louis!
And that is a wrap for this week's show. But just a reminder that all throughout the season, you can stay up to date on everything that's going on in the MASL by checking out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. See you next week.
The doctors of Signature Orthopedics are committed to providing the most advanced and innovative diagnostic, treatment, and if needed, surgical options available in the entire St. Louis region. With 22 orthopedic surgeons and pain management specialists, board certified in every aspect of orthopedic care, including sports medicine, we have you covered. From foot, ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, elbow, wrist, and spine. Contact Signature Orthopedics today.
Daniel's experience with Kickaroos is he loves putting on the jersey every Saturday. He comes out, enjoys being part of the team, playing around with the ball, learning the game from his coaches, and skills that can last him a lifetime.
You know, this is what young kids sports should be like. It should be fun, it should be engaging, it should be positive. And my son Henry, when I tell him today is Thursday, he's like, is tomorrow soccer day? It's like, no, tomorrow's Friday, and then Saturday is soccer day. For a 4-year-old to have that sort of desire to keep doing an activity, it says a lot about the program. I feel like every coach that we've interacted with, they truly enjoy working with the kids. So at the end of the practice, I make it a mission of mine to say thank you and say, hey, how is my kid doing? And they're all like, oh, he's having so much fun, and we love having him. And so it's clear that everybody involved really enjoys kids.
I love soccer so much, and just being a part of the game, being able to coach kids, and like being able to influence them like at such a young age in this great sport, it's really something.
Some inspiration toward the middle with SK.
I hate body hair. Reason being, I used to be a bodybuilder. You want to make sure you're nice and neat. I like this. You can get places that, normally I couldn't reach before. So yeah, this is really nice.
St. Louis Ambush 2 versus the Iowa Demon Hawks. M2 indoor soccer action live on YouTube. Joey Santaboni, Matt Rocchio. Happy Mardi Gras to you and yours. It's been an evening full of soccer. Here at the Family Arena tonight, the MASL Ambush took on the Tacoma Stars, fell 12-6, an alumni game during halftime that featured Daryl Duran, among others. The Ambush 2 squad now debuting here tonight against a tough Demon Hawks team that raced out to a 2-0 lead. They certainly are impressive, but Nico Caritas, he's been impressive so far in his Ambush career at 2 levels. Smacked one home, and then Brendan Austin got in on the action as well, celebrating with his family here at the Family Arena before Zach Druhy, another youngster with good local ties, sent one home into the side shelf to give the Ambush their first lead of the game in the second quarter. Demon Hawks rallied back. They've gotten a couple of goals from Freitas and a couple of goals from Lucas Silva this evening to power a 4-3 lead, though the Ambush have had a lead in this game and have hung close the entire evening and have also held this Demon Hawks team so far under its league-leading average goal pace. Usually about this time to be at 6 or 7 on the scoreboard. Right now they are at just 4. So a lot of good signs here for an Ambush team that will look to get going in this second half. Matt Rocchio, how can this team find a way to beat Heiner House?
I mean, that's going to be the tricky part. Obviously, he's a talented goalkeeper. He's been getting a little bit further out from this post than you would expect him to. Maybe they can catch him napping in a situation like that. But the bottom line right now, I just think the Ambush has to take what they've done so far defensively, again, holding them under their average pace right now with just 4 goals. They got to take that and just keep on building on that one right now. If it's a 1-goal game against this team, you got to be happy where you're at. Eventually things could fall your way, but at the basis you have to keep the defensive pressure and the defensive form that you've had this entire first half. And you got to make it so that every single one of the Demon Hawk goals, like they already have been, Joey, is a scorcher or just set up with a beautiful, beautiful pass. Because that's been every Demon Hawk goal so far.
Ricardo Henrique Teixeira going to tap it loose here to open up the third. Demon Hawks in the gold, going left to right on your screen. Ambush in the pink, going right to left. Lucas Almeida out there to start things with Perez. Up top, out on the right, Ambush with Gibbs still in goal. Caritas, he's in the back. Curtis Kirby is in the back, and Brendan Austin is in on the fun top left of your screen, pretty close to his family. Looks like the refereeing crew that is headed up tonight by Matt Geringer is ready to go to start the third quarter. And away we go for the third piece of pie. Demon Hawks scored the last 2 in an exciting second. Text message outside for Joao Victor, going up against Austin. Through the middle, torso down by Caritas, headed by Almeida on the feed from Kirby. Austin goes Cobra Kai mode and karates it off the board. Kirby twisting back through Almeida. Lucas, what a night. This young 35-year-old playing in both games.
Wouldn't that have been Danny mode, because he went with the crane kick in the air to get the ball? So wouldn't that
Cobra Kai, the Netflix series here, man.
Oh, okay, but I'm thinking, but
this is the Gen Z.
The high kick though is not just known as the move of the Cobra Kai though. That's what Danny, right? Is that the kid's name?
That's the crane kick. I
That's
believe
the crane kick. I'm saying that was more of a crane kick from Mr. Austin than it was anything
goal in the
from
corner.
Then it was a finish him kind of moment.
Finish him.
I know I'm crossing
Mortal Kombat and
there,
Cobra Kai.
It feels like he could have said finish him in Cobra Kai.
Everybody's kicking tonight on YouTube, the M2 Soccer stream. Pantuza kicked it out of the back. Now kicks it toward the corner, challenged by Perez. Hit off one of our zebras, and now they ambush the other way. The referee may have gotten in the way of that in the corner. Just scored it out by Mervin, Akban Mervin, identified by Donnie Alberti as one of the players to watch this M2 side. He is in the center, Yaya off to his right. Fedchik up top with them, ball played to the umbrella. Now quick shot, oh, Doctor! Turn aside by Gibbs. gorgeous to deprive Murtha, the man who may or may not be eligible tonight because of all the roster stuff. I bet Gibbs is glad he stayed in the game now to make that save, right?
That was a beautiful shot from Murtha too, just above the arc from the right side, left-footed shot with a beautiful little curve on there. But again, Gibbs, that big frame, it's hard to get something past him. That was an incredible save.
Passes up another crack at it. Poke back, stolen away by Mervin.
You really got to love the way that Amon Mervin, while it doesn't always work for him, he's always trying to knock the ball past the opponent and make something happen there. I mean, he's got some wide shoulders. I bet put a little bit more weight on him, and his turnage game, Joey, will be deadly.
Cerulli gets it back at the goal line. Victor behind him. Fires a shot that slams into Fejic and ricochets off toward the Ambush bench. 12-12 left in the third. Ambush within one against the North Division's best team and M2 Soccer's best team, the Iowa Demon Hawks. Demon Hawks from in front of the Ambush Mardi Gras float. Plenty of pink for a franchise that's made it a signature since returning to this area in 2013. Entry pass denied for Lucas Silva. At the center line, Ortega has some trouble. Steal away by Victor. Puts the moves on Drew. He bangs one off the wall. Up front, Digas stymied at the last moment.
Shocked that Digas, with that kind of ball and that kind of positioning, wasn't able to put a more dangerous shot on goal. And they really got to watch the carelessness of the ball there from Ortega, who he knew what he was dribbling through. He knew what he was dealing with, and then still found a way to lose the ball because he dribbled into 3 Demon Hawk defenders that were able to converge on him.
Nascimento sends one on the escalator to Digas. Ends up stolen away from Murtha in deep, but back in the cereal bowl. Nascimento will spoon it out. Demon Hawks thread through. Diaz, oh, baby, once again, Gibbs, the second chance slammed into Torricelli by Pantuza, and the Ambush will recover it. Gibbs, just sensational. Will he get another chance? Banged wide by Murtha. Peloton loose by Ortega. Gibbs keeping the Ambush 2 team in the game here. Luan Silva, back and forth. Tap down Pantuza. Top of the arc, step through by Clark, got a body to. Started back with Luan Silva. Entry again by Cerulli, now a hammer dropped. Luan Silva bangs it into the upper 90. Man down for the Demon Hawks, but Luan Silva sends a message. Laces one to make it 5-3.
I believe that's Bruno Enrique, who is down on the ground right now. But yeah, another.
He's able to get up.
Cannon of a shot from Luan Silva. We've seen some incredible passes and some really strong finishes from number 30. Some strong shots, I should say. That is his first finish of the game, but he does have an assist.
It's a little confusing because Lucas Silva has 2 goals.
Yes,
Luan Silva has 1 goal.
But he assisted on one of the Lucas Silva goals.
Silva to Silva.
Yeah,
L. Dot Silva to L. Dot Silva.
L. Dot Silva. It makes it less confusing because they don't even have names on the back of the jersey, so it's not like we have to worry about L. Dot L.U. Silva or L. whatever the other one would be.
Lou Silva and Lou Silva. Lucas Silva, Luan Silva.
So you'd have
be L-U-C or L-U-A. You might as well just spell it out there.
Well, yeah, probably
when you get that far, right?
L-U-C or something like that.
Luck.
Yeah, right. Luck Silva.
This one pulled out of the air by Yaya, stolen back by Enrique Teixeira.
Can we give some credit to
Good work by Gibbs to stifle it. Spun outside, though, and the Demon Hawks are really getting rolling. That's Lucas Silva, who's gone to the haberdashery. Hat trick for L-U-C. Silva.
We got to give some
6-3.
credit to Bruno Enrique, who Curtis Kirby loves that little move where he goes behind the back with his right foot behind his left leg to try to get rid of it. But Enrique read the move the entire way and got the steal, and then they're able to work it over to Lucas Silva, who, as Joey said with his 19th century definition, Man's got a hat trick.
Goes to the haberdashery.
Yeah, I like that.
Actually, I think that figures prominently into Missouri history. I think Harry Truman at one point owned a haberdashery.
I believe it was one of his many failed businesses. I believe he had a lot.
Key word there is many.
Yeah, I believe he had a lot of different failed businesses.
Darn good president, though.
Well,
we love him here. Now, that's really more Kansas City Comets territory where he lived.
Sure, if you want to. If that's your guy, go ahead.
First president and first person, actually, to, I believe, enroll in the Medicare program.
Oh, okay.
Harry Truman, he was out of office by that time.
He's my second favorite of FDR's vice presidents.
John Garner Nance about to get a shout out here.
You know me well enough, Joey, to know exactly who my favorite FDR vice president would be. It's Henry Wallace. The man was a visionary.
Thunderbolt from Rockio.
The man was a visionary, Joey. Are you kidding me? He got us out of the Great Depression. Solved the agricultural factors of it. The man was a genius.
Feel like we're in the bar scene of Good Will Hunting here.
Hey, you bring up American vice presidents.
We're starting to go delusional here
all right?
in the third quarter of our second game.
You lead me to water, I'm going to drink. What do you want from me?
After an Acuna foul, Luan Silva spikes one over the bar. We're happy to lead you to water tonight on YouTube. Former home of MASL TV. We've switched over to Twitch. It was the end of last season, but here through St. Louis Ambush and M2 page on YouTube to get this going against the Iowa Demon Hawks, who have now scored 4 unanswered since the Ambush briefly took 3-2 lead. That's good spinach from Ortega. Tap off Austin. Perez wants it down low. Austin instead puts some in the slot machine. Jammed up by the mitts of House. Other side, Victor bangs off the wall. Austin tried to intercept it. Runs by Lucas Silva. The man with the hat trick. Half the goals for his team. A third of the goals in the game. Gives up the joystick here. It's held on the outside by Freitas. He scored twice. Luan Silva. Victor was calling for it. Joao splits the defenders but passes it right to Caritas. Pinballed by Almeida. Austin gets it under control with Clark. Still plenty of time for Donnie Alberti's M2 squad to find a W tonight. Almeida pestered from behind. And Freitas gives a barbaric yawp in the words of Whitman and gives it to Almeida to touch loose. Yaya sends it long and into the midst of House.
Have I given too many historical facts, or you want another one? Because you called it a barbaric
yelp.
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 Excuse me. A barbaric yelp. Do you want to know why that phrase that you chose there is so fascinating to me? Do you know why we call them barbarians?
Because the Greeks thought they were saying bar, bar, bar.
You're 100% right. Joey Zanaboni, ladies and gentlemen, the Romans and the Greeks thought that their languages all sounded like bar, bar, bar.
The people outside of Greece and Rome.
They called them barbarians. And so you calling it a barbarian yelp, when it literally did kind of sound
it's barbarian like yawp. That's
yelp.
A little
when you said it kind of sounded like he said it, he was like, bah! And so it reminded me exactly of, you know what, maybe they were kind of right, I think.
DJ Prue always knows just when to stop the music here at the Family Arena, doesn't he? And when swept just wide by Bruno. And it evacuates back toward the center line with
Joey,
Murtha.
Lead me to water, I just drink.
You heard it here. That one, Lucas Silva fires a shot. We're getting Marty, our producer, just came in. This is the first note we've got in the whole night. He said,
why doesn't John
the Russian word for German apparently means no tongue.
And I guess that makes a lot of sense, too, because, like, the Russian language, very, a lot of syllables, a lot of, hard, like, pronunciations that you need the tongue for, I guess. And so I guess the German language, probably not as much.
Everything's been languages today. Laissez-les bon temps. Let those good times roll with us all season long on MASL TV across Twitch and YouTube. Acuna has one waterfall down off the ahead of Freitas. Mardi Gras soccer in its final phases here in the St. Louis area tonight.
So I think that's my dumbest fact that you already knew.
Oh, I can think of dumber than that, Matt. That is forked forward a little too soon by Pantuza. 20 minutes left. Overtime would be possible in these M2 games, so don't call that exact. Ambush will have to rally, though. Block shot for Pantuza will help with that. Good step in front there by Acuna. And that'll send us to the media timeout. Third quarter, 4:55 to go. Ambush trying to overcome a 6-3 deficit after briefly leading 3-2 in this game. Clover is donating $100 per goal scored to Greater Giving, a St. Charles-based charity. Clover is happy to partner with Greater Giving, and the Ambush are proud to partner with Clover, $100 per goal the last 3 home games of the season. So that was $600 tonight, courtesy of Clover, going to Greater Giving, a St. Charles-based charity. Speaking of work out in the community, the Ambush players this week visited Discovery Ridge Elementary School. That was special for all the players, especially Christian Briggs, who has a special tie to the school, as it is where his wife teaches at. The Ambush are extending partnerships throughout this community, including with Impact Life, hosting an in-center blood drive February 26th through March 3rd. Watch social media for information on how to register with Impact Life. Multiple chances to donate through that organization. Shelley Clark, our co-owner and CEO of the Ambush, will be speaking at the Missouri History Museum February 15th as part of the Women in Soccer panel discussion happening 6 p.m. That is February 15th.
Been a fun, fast-paced game. Love that we're getting these M2 games in the family arena now, Joey. And there's some real talent here in the pink jerseys tonight. Obviously, you know, there's a lot of MASL talent overall across both these rosters, but Yaya, Mervin, Perez, some young guys really showing something tonight.
And a great chance to see guys like Caritas and Drew He that we've seen at the MASL level, but they have to really go up to that team and play a role. Out here, they can just kind of extend to the best of their talents and lead this team. Freitas trying to get loose around Perez, gives off with 4:20 left in the third. Ends up with Victor streaking through the middle. Austin chases him away back toward the pink bench. And Freitas peels one into Landau. And putted out toward Mervin, steal away, guided on by Nascimento. Digas feeding back through House. M2 team returns February 25th and March 17th here at the Family Arena. More information at stlambush.com. All M2 games, part of doubleheaders. The MASL team, it's getting fairly late in that home schedule as well. Just 2 games left for the Ambush at home this season. Fejic. Yaya wanted Torricelli downfield. Hatcheted back through Fejic. That got dangerous quick. Ambush happy to escape. Drew He, little pitch and catch in the back with Gibbs.
Gibbs had a lot of confidence in Drew Hay's speed. In fact, Joey, I don't know, there's a lot of things I'm as confident in life as Gibbs was there.
Great find! Fejic puts the stamp on it, and the Ambush have drawn back within 2. Beautiful all around from the Ambush there. Mervin Fejic.
Heiner House is extremely angry at his defense there, and they played that one all wrong. They got completely in the wrong set right there. The up man was playing down. The down man was still up the field. Completely flipped the defensive responsibilities there. And when that happens, it always creates that seam through pass for the offense to hit. And if the offense connects there, they're all good and they score a goal almost every time. Great example there, great execution by the Ambush.
Victor was running through there. They couldn't quite get him the ball. Caritas heads one out. Momentum seized for the ambush. Good flick over the top by Joao Victor. Going to the beautiful game against Caritas. Bumps it back into the middle. Bruno. Turnage hard against Clark, but jars it to Victor. Gets it back. Oh! Slap it like Will Smith, sponsoring a pickleball team. Gibbs now with the feet. And now the chance from up top. Hammered high and wide by Lucas Silva. Ooh, big time from Gibbs. Acuna races it to the other end as we drizzle down toward 2 left in the third. Ambush still within 2 due to the wizardry of Gibbs. And you never know with this ambush team. Tonight we scratched Paulo in the first game of the night. Had 2 guys play in his place. Ogaz and Hammerski, who debuted with the team, each got a half. Got to stay ready. And you never know what can happen. Gibbs putting on a good performance against the league's best rated offense tonight. Has certainly given this ambush 2 team a chance. Nascimento piecing through Pantuza. Healed by Luan Silva. He's down board for Digas, the former Tropic. Spins it back through the middle. Nifty move by Freitas around Perez. Text message to Silva at the gold line. Rotated to Pantuza through the middle. Great anticipation by Caritas. Sprang in front of Freitas and clears it loose to House. $1.20 out of the cereal bowl. Turnage by Freitas. Couple of goals in the game. Leave back for Luan Silva, who scored. Great feed to the umbrella. Almeida, though, other ideas. Yanks it away from Freitas. Luan Silva briefly stole on the way out. Ambush clearance skips into the penalty box before Perez could reach it. 1:05 to go. Ambush defense continuing to keep the team in the game. Off the wall, Digas through the middle. Landau races back to bang it away. Fed by Kirby. Spun out beyond the gold line. Yaya had it briefly. Now will streak downfield. Catapult work for Gibbs. Interrupted by the head of Murtha. It kangaroos out of play. And the clock does continue to run here, maybe a few seconds too late, but it'll get stopped at about 42 ticks left. Landau's pass immediately stolen. Turning the tide here, Cerulli has runners in the 3-on-3, leaves corner. Digas, fronted by Landau, 28 seconds, has to leak it back to the middle. Bertha spins it to the right wing. Victor against Kirby. Top of the arc, gets it back, sprays it high. Brought down. Diving save by Digas. And the ambush looking like they'll just hold here for a final couple of seconds. Brought forward by Mervin. Now he's going to attack. 5 seconds. He fires and scores. Oh, he faked him out and gets the goal. 2 seconds left. How about that? Mervin swerving and deserving. What a clever play. Held the ball in the back for a fraction of a second. Then stepped out on the gas.
Just goes cascading down the right side, slides it right past Heinerhaus. No one he can blame on that one other than himself. Murtha was right there, but Mervin's able to just barely beat him. And Donnie Alberti, before the ambush 1 game today, he was telling us some players to watch, and Mervin was one of the names he threw out there playing up front. And we already saw quiet through the first half of the game, but in that third quarter, he picks up the assist on ambush goal number 4 and then gets ambush goal number 5.
Former Webster University Gorlock, part of their all-decade team in the 2010s. What a wonderful young player. He scores to bring the ambush back within an ace. 6-5 as we head on to the 4th. A goal in the final 2 seconds, getting the ambush the opportunity here to climb back to sea level. St. Louis, a doubleheader tonight. Took on the Tacoma Stars, one of the best in the MASL, taking on the Iowa Demon Hawks. The best in M2 soccer on the other side of this twin bill. Ambush with a late goal from Mervin to send us to the 4th.
StLouisAmbush.com. Come experience all the exciting action of St. Louis Ambush indoor soccer.
Restore Chesterfield is the official wellness and recovery center for your St. Louis Ambush. We offer cryotherapy, IV drips, hyperbaric oxygen, and so much more. Bring your ticket stub and receive 1 free core service. See you soon, and go Ambush!
Inspiration toward the middle with SK! First ever M2 game at the Family Arena. What a game it's been. Ambush within 1 in the debut in front of the home fans who have stuck around after the Ambush Tacoma Stars game to root these guys on. Final stanza now. 15 minutes left of regulation. Ambush right in it against the best team in M2 soccer. Torricelli comes scorching back, looking for the takeaway against Bruno. Enrique Teixeira gets the ball back and will fly forward with Nascimento, held up by Kirby. Bruno tripped up in the umbrella, and a whistle does come out. It was not in the box, but it was in the arc. Takedown as Bruno bullied his way through. Austin, who scored tonight, picks up his first foul. Direct kick here, squared up by Luan Silva.
This is going to be dangerous here. How did the Ambush guard this? 2-man wall.
They've got Lucas Silva right behind it. Instead, they go across to Freitas. And through a forest, a great play. Gibbs able to kick it aside. Kirby will chase it to the other corner. Oh, loose ball. Acuna grabs. Had it poked away from behind. It was fouled. Freitas.
You can't believe it.
On the foul. Incredulous.
Good word.
And there's got to be a shootout style chance coming. Blue card out. Exile Island for at least a moment here for Freitas.
The incredulity continues with Freitas pointing now up at the replay video, and I got an extra whistle and a point to the box from the official.
It's going to be Kirby when the theatrics subside.
I think the official was thinking about maybe some extra discipline for dissent there.
Both these teams on notice, but Demon Hawks are the ones that are really frustrated right now. Ambush playing like they have nothing to lose against this undefeated Iowa team. Curtis Kirby trying to draw us level at 14:20 remaining in regular play against House, and it stopped. Bounces out to Perez, stopped by the cuticles of House. Flying fingernails. The 5-on-4 will start here for the Ambush. Kirby brings it to the left side, rips his shot, deflects back to Austin. Wanted Caritas, stolen away instead though by Cerulli. Short trip with it for Murtha, the controversial player in this game. Power play for the Ambush.
That we know of.
It is.
That our investigation has confirmed.
Ah yes, we've been Sherlocking all night on this roster.
Poorly.
Ambush using the roster here of Austin and Caritas on the right side. Swung Kirby. Curtis, who took the shootout shot after the penalty was called, fires one and sends it high and wide. If this is your first indoor soccer game, basically on a play like that, you get a chance to get a shootout penalty shot, and then you would have, if you miss, 2-minute power play. We've got about a minute left on it.
Heiner House, I think it might have been Curtis Kirby's shot that caught Heiner House a little bit in the rib cage and had him shell-shocked a little bit there.
Unleashes long. Kirby will stave off the turn of Bruno and let it skip to the seats. Doubleheader action tonight at the Family Arena. First of 3 doubleheaders this month and next, February 25th and March 17th. More information, stlambush.com. Perez down deep, bangs off the wall. Caritas misfires. And scorches it into the netting over the glass. 53 seconds left in the Pease Square for St. Louis. House maybe missed through that one a bit.
Good save there.
Bruno got a toe to it. Caritas gets the ball from Kirby. Captain giving back Austin. Deposit with Almeida. 35 seconds left on the power play. Caritas, Kirby. Perez in front of the goal.
Caritas trying to tell Perez to come up into the middle part of that 4-man penalty kill.
20 seconds. Kirby.
Has not felt like a penalty right now for the ambush these last minute 40.
10 seconds until they get Freitas back.
Disappointing power play here.
Caritas to Almeida. Score remains 6-5 for the moment. Kirby bangs it into Murtha, and it springs off the board. Back comes Freitas. Kirby hammers into the corner. We go 5-on-5 as Caritas heads it for Cerulli to evacuate. Almeida touched it down. Freitas fresh. Grabs and goes with Bruno, turns it back. Ambush can't take advantage of a blue card. That did feature a penalty shot, shootout style. Demon Hawks. Oh, Gibbs! Huge slide to Rob Pantuza.
Ooh.
And he is down at the top of the arc.
You got to stop it there.
Try
Yeah,
a shot from
you
midfield.
cannot let that
this
go.
This is going to be ruled a goal. Cerulli
You absolutely
scores,
cannot.
But Gibbs was down and he is hurt. Knee injury, it looks like, for Gibbs, who is writhing in pain. Looks like the goal has gone on the board, and it's pandemonium starting to break out as ambush players protest vociferously.
There was knee contact from Dieguez to the goaltender. He's down on the ground writhing in pain.
Cerulli credited with the goal. They basically just said play on. Play wasn't stopped. The ambush are irate about that. It's a controversial way to put a first goal on the board in the fourth, and it's a tough break for St. Louis. Gibbs has played so darn well tonight. Remember, it's 12 goals per game that this Demon Hawks team scores.
The thing is, in Diego's, it should be a foul in the first place because Dieguez doesn't get ball.
He was the one who was challenging there and did not get ball against the keeper Gibbs, who now is on his feet. Thankful for that. Deja Wilkes, part of our athletic care training team, out there checking in on Gibbs, who now is giving his mind to the referees, his mind and his words and his disappointment at what is a very controversial ruling here to open up the fourth quarter. Matt Geringer and Matt Stein are our two officials on the field. Ambush are going to have to restart this.
The crazy part is Dieguez was the one who was popping up off the ground asking for a card in his favor.
Interesting interpretation.
I'd say so.
His team does get a goal for him. This one's sent long by Drew He for Yaya. Through the middle, Fejic wants another goal.
That's just, I'm going to need an explanation for that. Is there an M2 in review on Monday that I can watch? Because I need an explanation for
sends it into the midst of House.
How
That's a reference to the popular MASL show Under Review. It's on Twitch every Friday night, reviewing the most controversial calls across the Major Arena Soccer League. Lucas Almeida spends most of his time with the MASL team. Stave someone off here. We should make that the most controversial calls in M2.
There's just, I don't understand how. I mean, that's a clear foul by Dieguez. And and maybe not a card, but that's a clear foul. That's a play-stopping foul when you go in and you take a guy out at the feet and the knees.
We call things like that transparent chickens.
Why
clear
is that?
fouls. Unfortunately, though, it's not transparent to all. Torricelli has the ball with 10.5 left. And now this, oddly enough, is whistled dead. I think that Gibbs has continued to talk to the refereeing crew. They don't like it.
I mean, if I was Gibbs.
That was a 2-touch there on Gibbs. He disagrees, but goalkeepers have been restricted from handling the ball too much, acting as guys who are getting the ball as outfield players in their defensive half, and they do set it up just inside the middle line here. Demon Hawks. They keep it short. Luan Silva going back and forth with Pantuza. Outside, Digues was stolen away by Mervin, who had that goal with 2 seconds left in the third to draw the ambush within 6-5. Lead has grown by 1 for the Gold guys with the ball. Luan Silva flicked it over Torricelli.
That's a guy who's got just A+ manipulation of the soccer ball.
Practiced in the art for sure. Yaya gets a take here against Freitas. Loses it though. Pantuza.
They're letting him play for sure.
Pantuza into the back of Josh DePriest. Resurrected outside by Luan Silva and Murillo Cerulli, who's got the goal and now who has a seat on the turf. Mervin, his first of this second half, his third of the game, gives the Demon Hawks another chance to restart with 9:52 to go in this fourth quarter.
Was a little bit extracurricular activity from Mervin in the midsection of that tackle. A lot of contact with the feet, but it doesn't seem like that's being prioritized on the call tonight. But as soon as you kind of give a little bit of an elbow there, not even like a forceful one, but just as soon as you kind of make contact there to the midsection, they're gonna be quicker with the whistle.
On the outside, Lucas Silva. Nascimento drops one off a crane. Caritas sends it back on the construction site with Gibbs. Slingshot long. Arteaga in transition. Ball somehow stays in. Arteaga turning out of the corner. Arteaga left for Caritas. Ball on a tee and way up over the frame. 9:29 to go here in regular play. Joey Zanaboni, Matt Rocchio. We started with our 6 o'clock contest against the Tacoma Stars. The ambush in that game pulled within 6-5 in the third quarter, but got outscored 6-1 down the stretch. Fell 12-6 to a Tacoma team that moved to 7-5-1 on the season. It did snap a 3-game home win streak for the ambush. 2 more home games on that side, 2 more home games on the M2 side. Hope to have you with us. Check out more info at stlambush.com. Austin, who had an initial try, the second crack off the wall, springs right into the hands of House. He and Gibbs have both played really well tonight. M2 standards, especially 12 total goals, is pretty low. Big time block in deep. Hammered ball by Victor. Ambush able to send it out of play. Centered here toward Freitas by Lucas Silva. 8:53 left. Joao Victor back on his own end. Arteaga in pursuit. Left for Heiner House.
Nice flick by Silva. Oh,
Gets
good.
it back, sends it high. Lucas Silva, who has a hat trick tonight, wanted a 4th.
Good 1-2 there by the Demon Hawks. Just clinical offense like we've seen all night.
Land out to Kirby with Austin off the bench. Saran wrapping toward the post, diving back to grab House, and that was actually Fejic off the bench.
It's really a bummer. Joey looking back. If Kirby can just put away that run up, make this a 6-6 game. We still tied right now potentially.
Takeaway by the Demon Hawks, going through Lucas Silva. Now a shot upstairs by Diegues. Stolen by Torricelli on the rebound. Clearance not easy. Was being pulled at there by Lucas Silva. Ricardo Diegues on the defense as well. Now he's a one-man wall.
And Joey, if the ambush can't come away with a win, you do have to give him credit.
Ooh, Perez.
Heiner House averages about 4 goals against. You already scored 5. Ricardo Diegues averages over 3 points per game. He hasn't been that effective. This team averages 12 goals per game. They're only at 7. Again, I'm not saying that moral victories exist. I am saying, though, when you look at being a first team first-year team in a developmental level like this, it's impressive to see that kind of growth against a top team like this from the M2, from Ambush 2, I should say.
Drury sent it high and sends us to the official timeout. Fourth quarter here at the Family Arena in St. Charles. Ambush 2 in the inaugural home game for the new M2 team for this Ambush franchise, within a couple against the best in the league in the Iowa Demon Hawks. Make sure you check out M2 soccer action here at the Family Arena February 25th and March 17th following 2 o'clock Ambush games. Tickets and more info at stlambush.com. A ticket for one game is good for both. Thanks again to Clover for partnering with Greater Giving, a St. Charles-based charity. Clover is donating $100 per goal scored to Greater Giving to conclude this 2024 season. Very generous, 6 goals by the MASL side tonight, $600 courtesy of Clover. The Ambush are proud to partner with the Soccer Dad Pod. Want to get more insight from Ambush players, coaches, and owners? Check out the Soccer Dad Pod on YouTube and listen to a podcast about all things soccer. Soccer Dad Pod, official partner of the St. Louis Ambush.
Still plenty of time here from the Ambush to make it more than a moral victory, Joey. But this is a tough defense to completely crack down. Like I said, you're already breaking a lot of the norms that the Demon Hawks have established through their 8-0 beginning record here. But maybe there's a little bit more for them to do.
I got to tip the cap and say I love the name Demon Hawks.
Do you really? What is it about it that hits you?
Well, the hawk.
Oh, okay. You like hawks, Joey? I'm more of an eagle fan. I'm more of a falcon kind of guy.
Faux hawks.
It wasn't a faux hawk. I just want to go back to that. I'm just going to say that again.
Hey, you're the one that was telling stories
wasn't
about
a faux
turkey vultures.
Tell you what, Joey. Something about Southern Indiana and turkey vultures. They like to fly right into your freaking car.
We have gone down plenty of different paths tonight. Yaya slams one into a defender.
Well, Joey, I was driving down a highway in Southern Indiana, basically the middle of nowhere. It's Indiana. Who's shocked by that description? And well, we are.
Shout out Indiana.
Well, there's an Iowa team here. And out of nowhere, as I am sitting in the car and we're traveling down at a high rate of speed, a bird flies into the windshield. A very large turkey vulture, and shatters the windshield. Completely like it looked like it was a snowy night now. Just
shattered it.
Hits the windshield with an impact.
Shattered it like that cease and desist letter did with my dream of becoming a backup dancer
100%.
for Katy Perry.
Completely shatters the windshield entirely. Sends glass into our lap.
Wow.
I had glass in my fingers and hands that had
This is a real story.
Impacted into me.
Oh, Luis Perez. Found one in front of the goal.
Real deal. Watch out for those.
Clearance by Murtha.
Watch out for birds when they fly in front of your car, because you never know when one of them weighs 45 pounds and hits your windshield like a homing missile.
Victor had it bumped away by Kirby. And Perez with 6 minutes to go. Mervin. He's got the last in the game for the Ambush. Looked like he got fouled there after pulling it back by Joao Victor.
I'm just lucky I wasn't driving. I would have been, I would have been out of sorts. I don't like birds anymore, Joey. So I'm not really a big Demon Hawk fan, to be honest with you.
This is the sound I imagine Demon Hawks make.
Okay. I like peregrine falcons. They're tiny. I imagine if one hit my windshield at a very high rate of speed while I was sitting in a car, it wouldn't do much damage.
Almeida, croquet ball for Yaya. Just a little out of his reach. House escorts it up with Freitas.
That was an incredible 5-hole from Almeida.
And that's a good finish there from Ricardo Dieguez.
I was saying you were holding back Ricardo Dieguez, but the man is the leading scorer.
Link up there.
The man's the leading scorer in the league for a reason, Joey, and that's because he is clinical at times. Nothing you can do there. You have a defender in front of you. Drew Hayes trying to get position, but a great little one touch there to set up Dieguez, and that was who else but Lucas Silva, who set up Dieguez with a little one-touch that took Drouet out of position, and then you put it in the lower corner. Gibbs slides to try to get it. Nothing doing there because you put some Mustaza on it, as my friend Joey Zanaboni would like to say, in the years 2021 through 2023.
Well, I might have to bring it back
goal there
here
by
in a second.
Dieguez.
That was a former catchphrase of mine. But former catchphrases find a way of popping back up. Great strike, leads to an ambush. Timeout, trying to regather the composure after seeing the Demon Hawks open this up a little bit at 8-5. Well, we don't have a YouTube chat feature. We do have a very lively Twitch chat feature. This is usually where we'd say, chat, what are you thinking?
It makes me so sad.
How about this?
The tangents we've gone on tonight. Oh,
how about this? If you Google around and find one of our cell phone numbers, and then you Xerox a picture of your driver's license, reach out to us that way. You can have your thoughts read.
What do you want their driver's license for?
Well, that's just for curiosity.
Oh, okay. Dude, you know that my driver's license photo? Okay, so the DMV I went to had an unexpected background for their driver's license photos. And I have to be wearing a t-shirt that was the exact same color as that background. So I'm going to show Joey my driver's license photo.
Oh my gosh, that looks hilarious.
Because
you look like
DMV?
You look like somebody went Maximilian Robespierre on you there, Matthew.
What DMV? Nicely done there. What DMV? That was a guillotine joke if you guys didn't get it. What DMV has a teal backdrop?
The one that Heiner House visits quite frequently. He's in sort of a teal tonight,
backdrop.
Right?
By the way, speaking of teal, we have a 6th attacker for the ambush in a teal jersey at the bottom of your screen.
Lucas Almeida has donned that teal.
God, that could not have worked out better.
Which DMV?
It was
the best darn DMV in the world.
I want to say it was Afton. Yeah, it was Afton.
I'll remember that when I'm making a shirt choice. Perez might remember that from House. Came jumping out and got fingertips to it. Drew, he got the steal. Put in the back of the goal. It won't count as foul call comes in, perhaps correctly in front of that Clover's sign. 4:55 to go in the 4th. Ambush making this 6-on-5.
Joey, it's interesting to me when you made the headless joke that you said Maximilian Robespierre, not Marie Antoinette, which makes me think you're kind of a monarchist.
I'll adjust for next time.
Or dilettante even.
Teixeira, Bruno.
Oh!
Around Almeida.
We have players down at midfield, but we have a goal on the other end. And
yeah, 2 guys are down, 1 for each team in the center circle. So
Enrique
Bruno was starting to celebrate, and that celebration I think kind of dampened because of the guys who banged into each other in the center circle. One of them is Nico Caritas for the ambush.
And I believe it's Nascimento for the Demon Hawks, and an impressive goal, by the way, for Bruno Henrique Teixeira, who extends his 2nd in M2 points total. Joey, they're showing highlights right now from the Ambush's 9-3 win over the Heat with just some sick Star Wars jerseys, and I'm sad I missed that one.
Looks like we are going to remain paused here as we reminisce about Star Wars night earlier on the homestand for the ambush. Yeah, you missed that one, and that was, well, I mean, that was tough to do without you, as luckily both guys were able to get up here. Nascimento under his own power, but Caritas is going to have to be carried off the field. And the guy who scored the first goal in St. Louis Ambush 2 history at the Family Arena to start his night is going to end it by being carried off by the Athletic Care athletic training team. He will bounce on one leg, holding his left leg in the air while bouncing on his right leg toward the locker room.
And I will say something fascinating there. Who was helping him get all the way to the locker room? But Liam Gibbs, who obviously at this moment in the game down 4, not really going to be needed for a little bit.
The goalie returns to the bench after helping Caritas to the locker room. Nico, who's been big on the MASL side with the St. Louis Ambush as well. Really hope he's all right, but he was in a lot of pain and basically had to be carried off the field there. Our best to a guy who's become an Ambush veteran over the last couple of seasons, Nico Caritas. Back here through Curtis Kirby. 4:15 left in the doubleheader on Mardi Gras in St. Louis. The sweep down to Perez in the corner. Ambush looking to at least close on a positive. Drew he wanted Landau down low, got popped in the air close to Acuna. Campos and Co. get it partially loose. Ambush resuscitate the opportunity. Drew he give to Almeida. Tried to go through the legs. Landau came toward the ball. Pop past him by Pantuza. Almeida still serving as the 6th attacker in the teal. He goes down. 3:51 left in the 4th as Pantuza fouls Almeida. Lucas, he'll ease off here. And a giveaway that's taken gratefully by Pantuza, who sends it the leg. Steal on the pass from Druhi, and then target practice, empty goal. Kangaroos up into the top shelf.
Well, Joey, we mentioned that they had 3 of the top 5 scorers in M2, and the only name we really haven't got to mention from this impressive scoring group from the Demon Hawks. You have Dieguez at number 1, or number 2, excuse me, Teixeira at number 3, Freitas at number 5, and then usually it's that man who just scored for the Demon Hawks is their next most dangerous player.
Diego Pantuza.
You finally get Pantuza who breaks through there. Who again, when those guys aren't killing you, he's able to come through. Number 7, Pantuza, and he's finally able to finish you off. And I've been waiting for him for something to happen. He's been ever present throughout this game, Joey, but he hasn't been there for the killer shot. I had a feeling there was going to be a point where Pantuza broke through.
Ooh, Mervin.
Didn't think it would be from 60 yards away.
Try. A good finish by Pantuza to float that one in. It does get Gibbs back into the game as we go under 3 for the evening. In the corner, Freitas from Bruno. Freitas goes down. Torricelli can't believe it. But once again, the Ambush cited for a foul. On the MASL side, it was 6-5. Ambush were within 1 against Tacoma. Then Tacoma ran away for a 12-6 win.
Joey,
tonight it was 6-5 Demon Hawks. Now they're up 10-5.
I knew Pantuza was at the top of one of the leaderboards. Joey, here it is.
Millimeters wide.
Power play goals in M2 this season. Bruno Henrique Teixeira and Diego Pantuza, the only ones with 5 apiece. So again, just another dominant attacker on this Demon Hawks roster. Although Pantuza usually does it from a specialist spot in the power play. Today he does it from a special spot all the way on the other side of the field.
Takeaway by Mervin doesn't last long. Hammered upfield by Cerulli for Gibbs to grab. Now Yaya turns it. 2:15. Yaya to Mervin. First M2 game looking like it'll end in a loss at the Family Arena, but it has been an important season for this franchise to introduce this team. Almeida down deep to Perez. Wants a goal in this first home game. Juggles it high, and the clock stops with 2:04.
So, Joey, there's something very interesting about the symmetry of both these games being doubled up for the Ambush, but I would kind of like it to not be symmetrical and for the Ambush 2 to break this number up a little bit and make it 10-6.
Went to 6 attackers there briefly. Gibbs back in goal here as Pantuza brought it forward. Torricelli interrupts. Curtis Kirby. Mervin off the sideboard, penetrating.
Ooh, Mervin.
Mervin now enlarging to Perez. Slams it inches from the pink post.
Mervin.
Pantuza on the vacuum. Great play from Mervin.
Yeah, if he finishes that one, Mervin has a 3-point game with a goal and 2 assists. And
Freitas slowed up by Mervin and Kirby. Led out through Ortega. Once Perez. Louis with $1.20. House got toes to it and somehow hooved it to Campos. Pantuza grabs. 69 seconds left in a Mardi Gras doubleheader in St. Louis.
I wanted
Ambush
that
2,
one.
trying to get Perez a couple of times that first home goal.
I wanted that one for Luis Perez. Being the leading scorer of this
leader,
team.
Local kid.
Through these first 8 games, the leading scorer on this team. I wanted to see him get a goal here in this game. And that was a great pass by Mervin, who's really had a great second half.
Pantuza threading a needle to Luan Silva, 40 seconds. Fejic, who scored tonight, prize one out. Yaya went after it. Settled down by House. Demon Hawks have proven their mettle on the road tonight. Pantuza, their latest goal scorer, looked for a give and go. Whirling shot from Digas. Leading scorer in the league had it stoned, and now down goes Yaya, 22 seconds left.
Second leading scorer in the league, my apologies
Pardon
on that one.
On that.
That's my fault,
one
Joe.
of the best.
I said that one too many times that he just, everything, there's so many stats.
I absorbed it like a SpongeBob impersonator during a microplastics outbreak.
Lead scorer in the league by points per game, second by total points.
Fejic.
There's a lot of stats these guys lead
going
in.
after it.
It's hard to keep
10
up.
10 seconds. Demon Hawks, they're going to win it. They go to 9-0-0. Digas himself stymied in the corner.
The leader
knifes it back toward the middle and got sent down by Druhi with 3 seconds. Try something quick. That'll be whistled back.
The leader's stat page on the MASL2 website is essentially
stuffed with Demon Hawks.
It's just a carbon copy of the Demon Hawks stat page to a lot
here
of points, Joey.
11:30 p.m. will tap it. Final chance ends up with Gibbs. And that is all she wrote in St. Louis. Mardi Gras soccer, a doubleheader, ends up with a 12-6 loss for the Ambush, a 10-5 loss for the Ambush 2. The final shot there was by Diegas, one of a number of MASL players representing their franchises at the M2 level. Now, Gibbs made a final save. Don't let the final score kind of lead you astray. Gibbs had a really good game. This Demon Hawks team averages 12 a game. They scored a couple when he was not in the contest, when the Ambush had the extra attacker on the field. Gibbs showing great potential here tonight. As did a number of these guys. I mean, you look at what this team was able to do as a group. There's a lot to be proud of, not just this evening, but all season.
Absolutely. Again, you're going up against an absolute buzzsaw of a squad. Literally, no one else has gotten the better of them. So expectations couldn't have been that high. But they put up an absolute fight today, Joey.
They really did.
An absolute fight.
I think it got epitomized by Nico Caritas, who I think a lot of times would be the first star of the game. He scored the first goal here at the Family Arena for the M2 team. That was in the first quarter, and he was later on the wrong end of an injury situation. He was carried off the field. Our best to Nico Caritas. Hope he is okay to continue to represent the Ambush at both the MASL and M2 levels. We've got Brendan Austin down there on the field. Ashton Fry with him. We are going to send it down to the turf.
Hello everyone, I'm Ashton Fry. I'm here with Brennan Austin, number 50 on the St. Louis Ambush 2. Now, you played a great game tonight. You had a goal and an assist. How did you prepare mentally and physically for this match?
It takes a lot of preparation just because we have so many weeks off. But, I can't do it without my teammates and making sure that we're all mentally prepared in the locker room, and then coming out here and seeing all the fans, it's been awesome.
Yeah, and do you think the team, what are some crucial improvements the team should make in the next match?
I would just say tracking our runners, when it comes off the boards, bumping our guys. But, we're new to the game, we're all learning it, and I think that we're learning it fast, and we're going to get there. So.
How do you think the team played overall?
Good. I think we've evolved to the game. There's a lot of things that we've improved on since the first game of the season, so I definitely think we're getting there. But give us a couple more games and you'll definitely see it.
Thank you so much, Brennan. Good game today.
Brendan Austin with Ashton Fry. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. Austin, our all-star of the game. Thanks again to the American Family Insurance Chris Tiger Agency for all-star sponsorship all season long. A lot of fun in this doubleheader. Unfortunately, the Ambush lose 12-6 and 10-5 tonight at the MASL and M2 levels, but Mardi Gras, always a fun time in St. Louis. And to be here with you has been a heck of a lot of fun. Matt, a historic night, a jam-packed night. What was your favorite part?
I think it just had to be just the consistent effort we saw from these Ambush 2 players. I mean, they knew what they were going up against, but they just kept fighting. And at no point did they have this game completely out of range. I don't care what the score was. They were going to fight no matter what the score was, and that was an impressive showing from them today.
For John and Martin in the control room, for all the great crew and my partner, Matt Rocchio, I'm Joey Zanaboni, saying so long from the Family Arena in Greater St. Louis. This has been St. Louis Ambush Soccer, proudly presented on Twitch and YouTube.